So those of you who want to see another lawnmower video, here you go. I was just brought this machine. Coworker wants me to service it up for him. It runs surprisingly well, actually. But the guy he bought it from hadn't serviced it in like 3 years, but they did appear to drain the gas out of it because the tank is really clean. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's really clean in there. The base gasket and the pickup tube are probably fine in this carburetor, but I am going to replace diaphragm gasket right here. So the first thing we'll do is remove the air filter and air box. I will be servicing this filter in really good condition. So it's, it might be that this machine wasn't serviced in a few years, but honestly, stuff like air filters, unless they age so much that they just start disintegrating, they're still good. So this one's worthy of just being resurfaced with oil and reinstalled on the lawnmower. Now, what's honestly the easiest way to remove these is you're going to remove both of these two bolts that hold the back of the carburetor on to the side of the cylinder. And then there's another bracket that holds the whole tank onto the bottom of the motor. So that's what that one looks like, just like this. Standard 3/8 size, no big deal there, but you're going to pull that one single bolt out, and then you're going to pull that bolt out and that one, and then we'll have to kind of finagle this stuff around, but we can actually remove the throttle cable right now. Undo this, and these often come out nice and easy. They're really not that big of a deal to pull out, and all you do is you just move it like that, and then it comes right out. So I'm undoing this bottom bolt to remove the two bolts off of the carburetor. And these are always a lot of fun to do. You can normally get this top one with a screwdriver, and they'll come out pretty easy, but the bottom one's a little bit more trouble, unfortunately. There we have it. So with your one hand on the tank, you're just going to guide this linkage off just like this. Again, make sure you don't lose that little spring. And we're going to remove 3 of these screws that are holding the carburetor to the top of the gas tank. And again, this is one of those things that, because you're going through all the trouble of going to replace this diaphragm, you might as well just pull the carburetor off the tank. Then you can give yourself peace of mind that those 2 pickup tubes are in good condition. So we're just going to set this down on a rag. And these 2 pickup tubes are the ones I'm talking about. Now this one's still good, but you want to check these screens here at the bottom and make sure they're still in good condition. These both appear to be in good shape still, so I'm not going to pull them off. These are a huge pain in the ass to reinstall, remove, and replace, because there's a certain way you have to do it, and that involves obviously pulling the old one off, putting the new little cuff on, up here preferably, and then heating up the end of one of these with a lighter and kind of putting it on, sealing it down. There's kind of a process to it. They're not easy to do. Definitely not all that much fun, believe me. So this is the gasket, diaphragm gasket, that we're going to replace right here. Go ahead and cut this open. So all you have to do to change these out is undo all these screws. Just give it a little bit of assistance with the flathead screwdriver. There you have it. Everything here looks really nice. This diaphragm's actually in pretty good condition. In all honesty, we don't really have to change this out either, because yeah, it's in really good shape. I'm going to shoot a little bit of carb spray into these holes, into the throat of the carburetor, just to kind of clean everything out. It's already pretty clean, so it's not really imperative that you do that, but that's what I'm going to do. So as I stated earlier, this gasket's still good, so we'll continue to use it. Here's the new spring, here's the new retaining cap. And grab your retainer. And of course, make sure all the holes with the gasket line up properly. And then throw your screws back in. Everything else looks good. I went and cleaned out the inside of it a little bit. Looks fine. So now we'll install it back onto the tank. So I just undid the other 3 bolts holding the recoil on, because this thing needs to be cleaned out for one thing, and I also do like to check the condition of the insides, make sure everything's good. So what we're going to do is clean that up. You guys don't need to see a clip on that. But one thing I am going to do is clean up in here as well. But first thing we're going to do is pull off the recoil. In order to do that, you have to pull the cage off. So it's just 2 small 1/4-inch bolts. Pulls that off, and then I have a special tool to remove the rat. Alright, so this is my special tool. There's the part number, in case you guys want to pick one up for yourselves. It's really nice because you can just throw this thing onto the ratchet and throw a 7/8 socket on. And just like that, it's off. Honestly, I think this was the best 10 or 15 bucks I ever spent for these older engines. So that came off pretty easy. A little bit of muck in there, but you can check the flywheel key too. Onto the bench. I'm going to clean all this out as best I can. Now, in order to lube these, I like using ATF. All you do, there's a hell of a lot more in here than I'm actually going to use, but there's a little felt seal that's down here. You can kind of see it. It's a little piece of cotton, felt seal. And we're just going to throw a couple drops in there. And then just rotate it around some. And there you go. So now I'm just going back together with everything. Ratchet's obviously back on and torqued down. The flywheel actually perfectly adjusted already with the coil, so I'm not really worried about any of this. I did clean this out a bit, really as best I could, and that seemed to free it up some. There's a little bit more crap here, but short of completely disassembling the motor, and that means, you know, completely taking it apart, literally, you're not going to get this thing 100% clean. And honestly, as long as you get most of it out, you're just fine. So, governor works fine. Throttle does everything it's supposed to do. So I just have to put the starter recoil back on, which I cleaned all the crap out of this. You can see a little bit of it left over there on the floor, but we'll just throw this back on. I'm going to lube up this chain, and then we'll service the air filter. And we'll have a look at the plug. Clean it up a little bit, but honestly it looks pretty good. So I just checked the gap at 30 thousandths, and I took a blowtorch to the end of it, cleaned it all up, so it's ready to be reinstalled. Now to service these, what I've found over the years is, yeah, you can tip the whole thing forward and drain all the oil out that way, but it's really more of a hassle than it's worth. So what I like to do is just remove the cap as normal, put a rag underneath it, and this thing's actually been over-serviced. But what's nice about these is even if you over-service them, they only come up to there with the oil. So it's really not a big deal if they're that over-serviced. But that's all I'm doing. Almost there. Just a little bit more. She'll be nice and serviced. So the air filter's all serviced up now. You can reinstall it. And there we have it. So I'm just going to do some cleanup here and then I'll meet you guys outside. Thing works pretty damn good. Of course it shuts itself off if you let it idle too long. But man, it sure does do a good job on the grass. Now just to top it up with some more gas and finish up, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just gonna run this thing a bit before I give it back to him, and stay tuned for more.